129 years ago, Ethiopians from all corners of the land united in response to resist colonial domination, marking a pivotal moment in Black history. In March 1896, Ethiopians stunned the whole world by decisively defeating the well-armed Italian invading force at the Battle of Adwa. The Adwa Victory Memorial Museum commemorates Ethiopia's historic victory at the Battle of Adwa in 1896, was actually inaugurated by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed and constructed by the Addis Ababa City Administration. Hello and a very warm welcome to Explore Ethiopia program, a program that introduces Ethiopia's culture, history, heritage, tradition, and above all, tourism. In this edition of Explore Ethiopia, I will take you to a journey that introduces you more about the Adwa Victory Memorial Museum, and we talk about its significance in promoting Ethiopia's image, Black people of Africa and the Caribbean, as well as the spirit of Pan-Africanism at the international arena and more. This is Explore Ethiopia on EBC Warlords. I'm your host, Biniam Getane. Do stay tuned.
So I'm going to take you through the history of and the role of this memorial today.
Very good.
So let's begin from the 00 reference point where Ethiopia starts counting its kilometers.
Very good.
Wherever you go.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is 00 kilometer reference point.
Okay.
This means this is where it assumed where the Ethiopian soldiers gathered and marched towards Adwa during the victory during 1896. So it's taken as a reference point for Ethiopia to start a kilometer from here. For example, that means this is not center of Ethiopia.
Okay.
We don't consider it as a center of Ethiopia. This is just a reference point where we start to count a kilometer. For example, if we say Mekelle is 700 kilometers away from Addis, you start from here.
I see.
That is a center 00 kilometers plaza for Ethiopia.
So as a reference point.
As a reference point. So
Interesting.
it is found in Adwa Victory Memorial. So one of the places people come and visit. When they visit Adwa Victory Memorial, one of the places, one of the spots they visit is here.
It's very significant.
It's very significant in terms of the assumption that Ethiopian soldiers or Ethiopian fighters started from here. They gathered here and they started marching towards Adwa. Now 1 year since it is inaugurated by our His Excellency Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed. So this year's Adwa Victory celebration is going on. And, that's part of this program. Is I think part of the celebration. So Adwa Victory Memorial has 8 gates named after which helps us to remember to celebrate the Battle of Adwa. One of the main gates where people enter when they come for a visit, for a meeting, for anything. This is official entry gate. We call it Dilbar in Amharic.
Dilbar.
It's a victory gate.
Okay, victory gate.
So Adwa Victory Memorial has a victory gate. So the gates, 8 gates have different names. This one in front of us is horsemen and horsewomen gates. And horsemen have a great role in fighting against colonizers, the Italian invasions. That's why it's named after the horsemen and women.
So
it's not only horsemen gate, it's also horsewomen gate.
I see.
Because we had both women and men together fighting against colonialism. So we are marching towards now the horsemen and horsewomen gate. horses, horsemen, and women at the middle. As I told you, the horses had a very great role, crucial role in fighting against during the Battle of Adwa. This is a representative for the horsemen and women who participated in the battle. As you can see, I already told you that women have also a very crucial role in the battle. That's why they put a woman between the horsemen, because to represent the contribution of the woman. Not only men, but also women had played a great role. So the horsemen at Adwa. Apart from this water you see has a very strategic role.
You mean the fountain?
The fountain represents very a strategic role that Empress Aitu, the wife of the then emperor Menelik, had played a very strategic role in the battle.
What role has she played?
She played very strategic role. So this fountain not only represented the just fountain for aesthetic value, it also has a meaning. As you can see from there, the statue of Emperor Menelik and Empress Aitu, she's pointing at this water.
Yeah.
That means during the battle, Italian soldiers captured a very strategic position.
Yeah.
They had to negotiate, they had to plan ahead, and had a very strategic role. That she cut the water. She told the soldiers, Ethiopian soldiers, to block the water.
I see.
That they had only as a source of drinking water. They blocked, and they had to negotiate. They didn't have any other options. So they negotiated with Empress Aitu and Emperor Menelik, and she told them, if you leave this strategic position, I'm going to release this water for you. Then they released. They left this location. It was very strategic location. So that's a story to represent this strategic role that she has played. These are warlords who led Ethiopian soldiers. They led different number of soldiers. For example, the first one, Fitaurari Gabayo Gabu Gurmu, or Abagurau. The one in the bracket, Abagurau, means it represented their horses. Ethiopian heroes named after their horses. So we call him Abagurau, Fitaurari Gabayo Gabu Gurmu.
That was the horse name?
That was the horse name. So another one is Liul Ras Mokonnen Waldemikael Guddisa, or Abak Anyo. This is the father of Emperor Haile Selassie II. His father also took part in the Battle of Adwa. He played a great role. He led a number of thousands of Ethiopian soldiers.
Yeah.
And then Negus Tekla Haimanu Tesema Goshu, Abbat Anna. He was a king himself. But under Emperor Menelik, he led a number of thousands of Ethiopian soldiers and participated in the battle. And then Negus Mikhail Ali Liban, or Abba Shanko, is from Wollo area.
Okay, from Wollo.
From Wollo. So he led also thousands of Ethiopian soldiers as well. So King Mikhail Ali Liban, as I told you, most of them were kings themselves, but kings of some areas, not the whole Ethiopia. But they unified under Emperor Menelik and fought against foreign aggressors. The Jazmach Balcha Saforoba, or Abba Nafso, we usually call him Balcha Abba Nafso.
Okay.
So he also played a great role in this battle. He led thousands of Ethiopian soldiers. Yeah. Okay. We call them soldiers, but they were farmers.
They were farmers.
Yeah, actually farmers, without any trainings, but they
did not have proper military training.
Did not have any proper military trainings. Did not have any modern equipment. They had only, most of them had horses and traditional equipment like. So Raswali Bitul is a older brother of Empress Aitu Bitul. He had a fight with Emperor Menelik before the Italian invasion. So he left aside their fights, their differences, political differences, and any differences they had, and unified as one military unit and fought against the aggressors.
So can we say Adwa has been a unifying factor despite the differences we used to have?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because as I told you, most of the warlords were kings themselves. Kings fought with kings to control certain lands and certain resources during the 18th, 19th century in Ethiopia. But when it comes to the invasion, foreign invasion, they were unified and fought for Ethiopia, stood together. Fitaure Abta Gorgis Dinagde, Hundal, our Abba Machal, was one of the very key Ethiopian warlords. He was advisor of Emperor Menelik.
Military advisor.
Yeah, military advisor of Emperor Menelik, and also he is the first defense minister in Ethiopia. Ras Alula Ngadakubi or Alula Banaga was one of the very key military leader during the Battle of Adwa. So as I told you, Banaga is named after as ours. And another one we have Ras Mangasha Johannes Mircha or Abagitam is son of Emperor Johannes, who used to lead around Tigray and that area. So he was son of Emperor Johannes. So then we have another hero, Wakshum Gwangul Birru Gabramadin, is Abba Merkab, was one of great leaders during the battle. By the way, those names, Ras, Dajjazmach, Wakshum, those are military ranks in Ethiopia during the
military ranks.
Ethiopian military ranks. So Ras Abate, for example, Ras is a military rank. Ras Abate Boyalo Negusu Abbayitraf was also one of the heroes who led thousands of Ethiopian soldiers towards Adwa and fought fiercely with this invaders or aggressors.
We have Ras Bitodet?
Yes.
What role has he played there?
Ras Bitodet was Ras Bitodet Mangasha Atikam Biterfu or Abagadib. So the Ras Bitodet is a military rank. So the name starts from Mangasha Atikam Biterfu. So as I told you, this is Bitodet, Ras, those are military ranks, and one of the key military warlords who led Ethiopia and then helped us to gain this victory against very technologically, militarily advanced people.
So generally, you've explained or expounded the points and the significance of people who participated during the Battle of Adwa and their particular roles. So to what extent or what do we really learn, especially during that time? Tell me the spirit of Ethiopians.
Well, what we learn is one of the key lessons we learn is that Ethiopians have never accepted colonialism. And the other thing is the unity. One of the crucial lessons, not only for Ethiopia, for Africans, for anybody who want to really keep its country safe, is the unity. As I've already told you, those people, these 12 warlords, didn't have unity among themselves. They didn't have unity and consensus with Emperor Menelik before the battle. But when it's come to foreign aggressor, they came together and they agreed.
They solidified themselves.
They solidified, and they knew if you don't come together, if you don't stand together, you are going to be weak.
So mainly we learn unity.
Unity.
Harmony.
Unity brings strength. Strength brings victory.
Great.
That's what we learn from this.
Yeah. So we're going to visit also the museum.
Yes, Adwa Victory Museum is found inside. Yeah, Adwa Victory Museum. The whole compound is called Adwa Victory Memorial.
Okay.
People usually mistakenly call it Adwa Museum. Adwa Museum is a specific place where we are heading to now.
Okay. That's where we go.
We go into, yeah, it's a museum. But the whole compound You know, the story of Adwa victory is a very amazing, and actually people call it as the U-turn of history.
Significance and the role that has Ethiopia played. What importance does this place bring, particularly in strengthen diplomacy of Ethiopia and get Ethiopia known to the third world?
When it comes to the role of this victory memorial in playing for diplomacy, it starts with Italy itself.
I see.
So many people might think that we are still in quarrel with difference, with fight with Italians. But the fact is that immediately after the war ended, the war ended in peace. They exchanged soldiers, they exchanged material, they exchanged everything. So the peace agreement, peace treaty signed between Ethiopia and Italy, actually it is said that the first country opened its embassy in Ethiopia is Italy. Yeah. So we are in a very good relationship with Italy. It starts from Italy itself. Apart from that, so many leaders, so many diplomats, so many Africans, Europeans, and Latin Americans, including leaders, come and visit here. They listen to our history, listen to our story as well. Even only this year we had leaders like Macron, Emmanuel Macron, president of France. Yeah. We had recently Prime Minister of Barbados, yeah. You remember, in African Union. Yeah. We had the Deputy Prime Minister of Czech Republic. We had President of Somalia. And they visited here. They listened to the stories. They visited the museums and the materials we have here. So in terms of diplomacy, we just recently had a foreign affairs, Minister of Foreign Affairs from Ghana, yeah. And Ambassador of Ghana together. They visited here, and then it inspires Africans.
They give their testimony.
Yes, and then recently there were members of IGAD countries, delegates who came here. Sure. They told us 3 countries have started building national museum. Wow. Inspired by Adwa Victory Memorial. And they plan to come and share some experience and learn some lessons from how Ethiopia built this.
So it was a great initiative.
It's a great initiative and inspirational for many countries.
Airplane?
It is airplane. The first plane assembled in Ethiopia. Oh. Its name is called Sahai, as you can see from there.
Sahai.
Yeah, Sahai is a daughter of Emperor Haile Selassie. So the name of the plane named after the daughter of Emperor Haile Selassie. And this plane has a great story. It was taken during these, Italians invaded us twice. Sure. During the second invasion, they disassembled and took this plane to their country. Now, with the diplomatic efforts done by His Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed and the current Prime Minister of Italy, they have agreed to repatriate this plane to Ethiopia. So it was brought to this museum, and it's kept here. It's one of the things people come here and visit. Actually, this plane flew for made a trial flight for over 33 hours. Wow. So it was originally white. Mm-hmm. It was painted red in Italy. They kept it in different museums there. People used to visit in Italy. now, this is a main section of the museum.
Yeah.
One of the main section of the museum where you see equipments, materials they used.
I observe it here.
Yeah, you will observe it here. So
Where do we start?
we start with the nagarits.
Okay. I got it.
You may call it drum.
A drum.
Nagarit has a very crucial role in Ethiopian military history. This is used as a means of communications. We didn't have any means of communications. We didn't have television or any microphone or those kinds of things. So what they do is they beat this drum. When anybody who hears this sound come together. So they give. There is a guy who announces.
Yeah.
They give a written because he might tell something else. They write the words of the king, and he reads that out loud, so that he do not mix anything apart from the king's words.
All right.
It's written and given to the guy, and he reads out, and
He gathers people.
yeah, he gathers people. So whenever you hear the sounds of this drum or nagarit, you have to come to where the drum is
called.
beaten. Yeah, you are
Yeah.
called. So this is a model for the original one. The original one is this one,
Yeah.
but this is a model made big.
Okay.
This actually from outside,
Yeah.
it's a place where we annually celebrate Adwa victory. Outside, we may go and see it later on. So, will you want to try this?
Please,
Yeah,
let me
please.
try this.
Yeah.
Okay, I should. This is what we call nagarit, a drum that Ethiopians used long ago, particularly during the Battle of Adwa. It was used as a means of communication and to call and give an alert whenever there is a very important role, like that of the war. This material that has been used as a tool to communicate and bring lots of people to the attention played paramountly a significant role, and it is already in the hearts and minds of many people who participated in that battlefield.
And now to represent this, we have Nagarit Gazeta, which is a magazine
Yeah.
where the government publishes legal articles, announcements, and then proclamations.
Sure.
Nagarit Gazeta is named after this Nagarit
Okay.
to remember the role of Nagarit in Ethiopian history. So, as you can see, this shows two sides. This shows Italian soldiers, what they had, modern equipment, modern cannons they had, marching towards fighting against Ethiopian soldiers. And you can, as you can see from here, the Ethiopian side had only very small number of traditional weapons.
The Ethiopian army.
Yeah, Ethiopian army marching toward this. That's the spot where they, it shows the spot where they met.
Okay.
And Ethiopians, as you can see, they used very traditional fighting weapons. And the Italians had very modern weapons like cannon.
So it shows
during the war. It shows the difference.
And how Ethiopians were wise enough.
Yeah, wise enough and then committed enough to.
Exactly. And brave as well.
Brave enough as well. These are traditional musical materials, including the drum over there.
Yeah.
So those are, we call it krar in Amharic, krar, masinko, and this comes from different cultures, from different areas. So music also played a great role in fighting against
really?
and inspiring and motivating the soldiers, the fighters. And these are shields. Shields to protect themselves from spears, from spears and different things. Even it's called that some of them had its capacity to protect some bullets from pistols. Yeah, these are different materials used to, from here, when hit, like wooden hit knife, horn hit knife, number 2.
So the different types.
Yeah. So thorn removal. Number 7 is thorn removal.
Okay.
As you might imagine, most of Ethiopian soldiers didn't have shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is thorn on the way and in the landscape. So they have to remove thorn. This is a treaty of Wuchale, one of the immediate cause which it's not actually the main cause, but the immediate cause for the battle, the fight between Italy and Ethiopia is that they had a treaty called Wuchale Treaty in 1889. The Treaty of Wuchale was signed between Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia and Count Pietro Antoli, representative of King of Umberto I of Italy, consisting of 20 articles. The treaty was written in both Amharic and Italian texts he had. So the difference is, in the Amharic text, it says if Ethiopia wants to use, it can use Italy. But in the Italian version says it must. So when they found out that there is a difference between the Italian and Amharic version, the fight started there.
Many, what has happened after the war?
So after the war, as I already tried to tell you, there was a peace treaty.
Yeah.
So we say it from victory to peace.
I see.
From victory to peace, we have it over here.
Oh.
You can read it out.
This is what we have.
Yeah.
Many has happened after the war, and one of the things is victory to peace. Let me read it as it was written. From victory to peace, the Treaty of Addis Ababa. After the victory at Adwa, Ethiopia and Italy signed a treaty in Addis Ababa on October 26, 1896, which nullified the Treaty of Wuchale. The Treaty of Addis Ababa is noteworthy for its historical significance. During the peak of colonialism, a colonial power was compelled to recognize the sovereignty of an African state. This treaty comprises 9 articles, with Article 2 and 3 being related to the victory at Adwa. They state as follows.
Article 2 states the treaty signed on 2 May 1889 at which Ali camp and the addition made later by way of correction is completely nullified.
Okay.
It shall remain completely null and void.
And Article 3 states the fact that the government of Italy absolutely recognized the sovereignty of Ethiopia and the government as an independent government.
Now we will head to what the landscape of Adwa looked like, the landscape where the battle took place, and what is the topography, the mountains, the gorges, and everything, and what role it played, and defeating the Italian aggressors.
Shall we?
So, yeah, let's head to the. As you can see, the landscape is very challenging, especially for Europeans and especially for Italians. They are not accustomed to these kinds of mountainous and gorges and hills, ups and downs. Exactly. So the landscape itself, people, when they talk about the Battle of Adwa, believe that it played a great role. As you can see where Itegit Aitu, Empress Aitu was here, and Emperor Menelik next to her. Yeah. And every warlords, you can see the Adwa actual battlefield was there. Okay. And this is a place, a representative of the place, Adwa.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is made, this sandcast is made by Ethiopian Defense War College.
Oh, it
is a contribution of the Ethiopian Defense Minister War College. So many tourists come here, especially during the high season for tourists. One of the tourist attraction place. This is one of the top actually. Okay. Adwa is becoming one of the top. Even at the participants of Africa Union Summit were coming in between the meetings. So many tourists come from all around the world. This is a cannon captured from Italy. As I told you, Ethiopians didn't have this cannon. Italians brought this cannon with them. It was captured by Ethiopian soldiers and used against them. It reads in Amharic, Gabayo bimut tataka balcha, medfa galabach, bicha la bicha.
Exactly.
We have pistol,
Okay.
which was used by Emperor Menelik.
Menelik?
Yeah, during the battle.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, actually used by Emperor Menelik. And there is this scope used by Emperor Menelik as well. So telescope and pistol, which Emperor Menelik II used the battle of, at the Battle of Adwa. So this map shows the movement of Ethiopian soldiers from Addis to Adwa, actually, which took them 5 months walk on foot. So imagine how long they walked from Harar to Addis, from Walaga to Addis, from Walaita to Addis or Arbam to Addis, and then from Addis to Adwa, it took them 5 months of walk.
Was it straight, the route?
Yeah, it shows the routes. Yeah, it shows the sequence of now the Nagarit is beaten.
Yeah.
People came, and then they gathered together, saying goodbye to his loved ones.
His what?
His loved ones, his kids and wife,
yes.
has said goodbye. So he's going marching for Adwa. And then he used his horses and marched towards Adwa. That's to show the sequence of the march.
Yes.
Starts from Nagarit and then towards Adwa.
So they all are marching.
Yeah, marching together. This side shows the role of the woman during the war. As you can see, they are preparing, it's a painting by Ethiopian painters to show the role of the woman during the war, during the battle. They prepare foods, and not only preparing food, but they also, this shows the handing over of food and to the soldiers. They also inspired, encourage them. Yeah, encourage them. They support them. They also participated in the war and then inspired and singing and then feel strong, feel hero. That kinds of, the spirit of heroism too. And also, not only that, Ethiopian women also played a great role in taking care, medications of wounded soldiers. And the very amazing thing is, during the Battle of Adwa, we didn't have the law of international law of war and all those kinds of things. But Ethiopians applied international law of war long before it was even established. So Ethiopian women taking care of not only Ethiopian soldiers who are wounded, they also taking care of Italians who are wounded and captured. Dil, Nezanet, Tagadelo, Tarara, mountains and everything. But the major representation is that Ethiopia is the only country in Africa which has its own alphabets.
I see.
So this shows that Ethiopia is the only country in Africa which has its own alphabet. So it showed this. So this side, we have heroes who haven't actually participated in the battle, but played a great role in governing the other parts of Ethiopia.
I see.
They were not part of the battle, actually, but they were, on the other hand, they were part of the battle because they had to protect other sides of Ethiopia. When many soldiers and kings are at the battle,
I see.
They had to protect this side from other invaders or aggressors. So now we're heading toward the role of the Adwa victory toward in the concept of Pan-Africanism and the decolonization of African countries, African states. Now that board, that wall shows us is the whole story of the role of the victory of Adwa. So that inspired many African countries who were under colony during the Battle of Adwa. So they were inspired and they start to ask, can a black nation defeat white colonizer? That's what inspired them. And then they also gained a lesson from the Battle of Adwa that unity can do anything.
I see.
A unity can do anything. This, as you can see, it says from Adwa to the African Union. So Africans did not easily submit to colonial domination throughout the continent from west to east, north to south, and from the coastal areas to the interior. They fought violently at different times. So this shows the Adwa showed Ethiopian unity and sovereignty, and catalyst for anti-colonialism. It is used as a catalyst for anti-colonialism. And then this Battle of Adwa in the early 90s inspired the starting of emergence of Pan-Africanism.
Yeah.
So early 90s, the Pan-African Conference was inspired by the, immediately after the victory of Adwa. There was a Pan-African conference. And then 1921, there is a first Pan-African Congress. And then second Pan-African Congress in 1923. Yeah. This world shows the whole main turning points and then and historical times in Pan-Africanism towards the African Union.
Yeah. So how do you see Ethiopians' role in this regard, and what do other
it's a crucial it's a crucial role that Ethiopia played, and the victory showed that if you are unified and decided, if you are committed, you can do anything. Thank you so much. And then my final message actually is that this place is built for citizens. When I say citizens, for the world citizens, not only Ethiopians, not only Africans, not only blacks. Anyone who want to really see what Ethiopian history looked like, especially during the 19th century and before, this is a place to come to. As you have seen, it's a magnificent place. As a recreational place, we have a number of restaurants and cafeterias and places to for recreation. And come here is a very cheap place to come for Ethiopians, and not very expensive fee to enter. Anytime during the year, come and visit and learn many Ethiopian histories. That's my message.
Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Explore Ethiopia, a program that introduces about Ethiopian culture, history, tradition, and above all, tourism. This edition of Explore Ethiopia, we have given a special focus on the Adwa Victory Memorial Museum, which has been established in the capital, Addis Ababa, with the great initiatives of Dr. Abiy Ahmed and the city administrator. This place has been promoting Ethiopia since its establishment, various factors about Ethiopia, underscoring the Ethiopian history in general, the Battle of Adwa in particular. But the Battle of Adwa is not only the history of Ethiopia, but also it resonates beyond that and galvanizes the Pan-African concept. And that's exactly what this place is promoting. Thank you so much for staying with us on EBC World. I'm your host, Binyam Gitane. It has been so great having this great guy expounding on the great concept of the significance of this place. I hope you enjoyed all the program until I saw you, but make sure that if you have never been to this place, don't miss it, as we're going to celebrate the 129th celebration of this particular victory, Adwa. I hope you'll be here visiting all the nitty-gritties and enjoy and proud as an Ethiopian citizen. Goodbye from Iran, and I'm Binyam Gitane.
Adwa.